Everybody come in and bring us your pain here. 3-game losing streak. Everybody's mad. Everybody's mad for different reasons. Bring us your pain, everybody. Come on in. Whatever you need to do. Join us on Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM, to watch the silly sauce today. You can call us at 305-567-0560. I feel like venturing out into the QAM callers today, Marcos. So let them know.
You keep tempting fate with
I'm going
this.
to tempt fate today. I'm going to tempt fate. This is a good day. It's a crying towel Monday.
All right.
Bring it on in. All right, everybody. 305-567-0560. We'll get to that. And I'll somehow fire up. I'll fix the text line too. We'll get in there.
I have a feeling that people are going to be upset for all the wrong reasons.
This is a strange thing. You and me today, we gather in the bullpen, and I felt like you and I were simpatico for once.
No.
I felt like you and I, we were on the same wavelength, and I was surprised.
No.
Why are you saying that?
No.
I think you and I, and we'll get to it here because our Fins recap and headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know.
I think you and I both are on the same wavelength. When you and I you locked eyes with me, and I locked eyes with you, and we both agree Jalen Waddle blew that game. Wow. That's what you dude. That's not how you feel.
That's how you feel, Leroy?
Waddle blew that game.
No.
Why not?
Because you're making an assumption that if he doesn't have the 2 turnovers, they win.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you and I went through all the reasons that people were complaining about them losing, and Teddy Bridgewater, whatever. And I look at it and say, you know what? You're on the 3rd game in a row where you have a different quarterback ending the game that didn't start the game.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense, they held pretty strong throughout that game.
Yep.
You're marching down the field with a chance to take the lead. In that time, this guy's gotten all the flowers his entire career. Everybody loves this guy. He has had an A-plus Dolphins career so far. Can't have that guy fumble the ball like that in a critical situation to blow the game. He blew the game, and I don't understand what's wrong with saying that.
Because it just sounds very...
I know what it sounds like, but it's the truth. He blew it.
If I had to put it on one thing, and this is where I'm torn. If they had 10 penalties.
Terrible.
Okay. But the first thing you look at is time of possession, number of rushes to see if you're controlling line of scrimmage, and then turnovers.
Turnovers are bad.
And
the offensive line was bad. I'm not saying he's the only thing to blame
here,
but
the offensive line was bad.
Oh.
They had almost 500 yards of total offense. So you're going to say they were terrible? They should have had 600?
Yeah, I mean, they're bad in that, Teddy Bridgewater got his ass kicked yesterday.
Right. Well, listen, if you're going to play quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, before you go in the game, you make sure you have some good hazard insurance. Because everybody who has dressed up and played quarterback for the Miami Dolphins in the last 5 years has gotten their ass kicked. Everybody.
Look, I just look at that game yesterday, and I get it. There are plenty of things you can point to as to what was going wrong, and it's not the sole reason they lost. But that all being said, this has been 3 straight games now, Leroy, where they have had a back-breaking turnover in the 4th quarter that has led directly to a dagger touchdown for the other team.
Yeah.
And that and all of the stuff that we could talk about, injuries, offensive line, quarterback switching in and out, that has been the theme in every single one of these losses. And for Jalen Waddle, who I love, who doesn't love the penguin dance? I love him.
Getting tired of seeing the other team do it.
My God, right?
I know.
Defenders like it.
I don't like that either. But for me, if I need in a situation where everything is falling apart, you need your best guys to step up more, and you certainly can't have them give the other team the football.
Yes, of course.
So he blew it. He blew it. And why is it such a bad thing to say? I still love him. I'll still do the penguin dance.
It just seems...
It seems harsh.
It seems harsh when a guy had a bad game.
Imagine if that was Tua.
He had a bad game.
Imagine if that was Tua. Never hear the end of it. People would want him ousted from town. Okay? Imagine if that was somebody less popular than Jalen Waddle. Okay? I love him. I'm still going to do the penguin dance.
Uh,
He's still going to be amazing. I still think he's going to be, I still think this is the best duo in the league. But he blew it. He blew it.
He had a couple of bad mistakes.
Yeah. Really bad.
Yeah.
Like really bad.
Yeah. I'm not.
What's that feel like? Why are you leaving? The key fumbles.
For sass.
It's been 9 minutes. Barely.
By the way,
Hmm?
in my entire career,
Mhm.
I've only fumbled once to lose a game and once from scoring a touchdown.
So maybe this will just be the one time in Jalen Waddle's career. So what's that like?
For sass.
I'm sorry. I'm an expert. I just was wondering. What's that like? Is that the worst feeling in the world? Because he looked like it was the worst. I felt.
Put
Because
it
here's the
this
thing.
way.
I feel bad.
Put it
blaming him.
this way.
Okay.
I last played a football game in 2000.
Yep.
I still remember the plays.
Jeez.
Like, they don't go away. One was against Ohio State and Michigan. I fumbled on the last drive on Ohio State's 20-yard line. Yep. And the other was I caught a screen pass going into the end zone, getting ready to stick the ball out, and Charles Haley swatted it from behind, and I kicked it out of the back of the end zone.
Oh, that's bad.
We ended up winning that game.
Okay.
So, but not the Ohio State.
No, because like
It was my only loss to
see,
Ohio State.
I feel bad because I love Jalen Waddle, and you could see the look of pain in his face. And then it got even worse after Dalvin Cook scored the touchdown, because like they just kept going to Waddle cam, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." So the worst thing possible just happened. Not only did I cough up a chance to take the lead,
Mhm.
but then they just stuck the dagger in us.
Yep.
And he looked miserable, and I feel terrible for him.
Mhm.
But he blew that game. And he won't do it again. I feel like he harbors this. He takes this pain like Leroy Hoare did many years ago. He remembers it, and it never happens again. But that game was his fault.
It won't be the only time he doesn't fumble.
Well, maybe.
It's football. That being said, really, we got to look at a Waddle cam. Like it sucks, man.
Look at that. Look
I
at
want
his
you to
eyes.
have some visuals.
It's football.
That's brutal.
It's football.
I know.
I don't want like
When is the towel over the head ever good? It's never good.
I understand. You see what I'm saying? I understand where he's coming from. But to say one guy lost the game, that's tough.
I know it's tough.
I can't.
That's kind of true.
No, it's not
Kind
kind
of true, though.
It's not kind of true.
Okay, but he was, if we rank the reasons they lost that game, for me, he's number 1 and 2.
I would say the 10 penalties.
So that's cool, but they weathered that storm, and they had a chance to take the lead, and he blew it.
Aren't we so at the time they only had what, 10 points?
Yes.
Okay.
They were marching to take the lead.
It was 16 to
16-10.
10.
Yep.
Okay. So my question to you is that was the fourth quarter?
Yep.
They only had 10 points.
Mhm.
Aren't you making a substantial amount of assumptions? It's not like the score was 35-30. It was 16 to 10.
Okay.
So you're just assuming if he catches that, they go down to score.
Dude, they were going to score. They were humming.
But you
They were humming,
you understand that you're making not only the assumption that play cost the game, but you're making the assumption if he catches that ball and holds on to it, they're going to score and do something they hadn't done in 3 quarters.
They were doing it, though, dude. The momentum had
Do you
switched.
like?
Didn't they score a touchdown the drive before? I think it was. Like, things were changing in Dolphins land. But you know what? You want to know what Jalen Waddle did after letting go of the football? He out of the balloon.
Please help me.
What do you mean? I love him to death. I love it. I love it. Is it because he's adorable? Is it because he's like 5'6"?
No, it's because he's a football player
But
who
why
plays
do people
enough
have-
to that.
What?
You can look. It was a mistake. I'm not denying that.
Backbreaking.
But to say that play cost the game,
It did.
you're making like a bunch of assumptions based on one play. Oh, if he hadn't dropped that ball, they were definitely going down to score. Really?
Yes.
Really? Because they hadn't done it the whole game.
Dude,
They hadn't done it the whole game. They had 2 receivers that totaled 300 yards, and they only had.
Imagine how many more yards they would have had if he wouldn't have blown that.
All right.
You're really blaming the 5 penalties on that one drive with a different quarterback, that being more the reason they lost than him blowing the game there?
It's hard for me to come to the conclusion that a guy blows a game catching a pass on the 40-yard line.
They were humming.
I know they were humming, but don't you realize it's not like the score was 40-35.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because
They were within a score. They would have taken the lead.
If the score was 40-35, and then you tell me they were going down the score, I can accept that, right? But if the score was 16-10,
okay, but here's the
in
thing.
the fourth quarter, and somebody fumbles a ball at midfield almost, for you to make the assumption that they were going to go down and score, it's crazy.
Dude, they were humming though. Things were turning around. It took a while, right? Because you didn't plan on having Teddy out there. This has happened 3 straight weeks. The quarterback who practiced has not ended the game. That has to be some kind of a record. I don't know what that record would be, but it has to be. And Jalen Waddle, he's the man. What did Spider-Man say? What did Spider-Man say?
It was Uncle Ben.
No, was it?
Yeah, Uncle Ben
What
gave
did
him that advice.
Spider-Man's uncle say?
With great power
Comes great responsibility.
The fact that I know that, I want to punch myself in the throat.
I think you should.
I feel bad for him.
Can I just say this? It is 10:16.
Mhm.
We ain't gonna make it.
Why? You and I agreed on this before the show.
No, we didn't agree.
We kind of did.
See how? No.
But we kind of did because everybody was blaming Bridgewater. I'm like, that's kind of stupid.
Why are we blaming Bridgewater?
Exactly. Like Bridgewater. Okay.
Here, let's not do this. When a professional athlete goes in and does what he does, and you know that's what he does, let's not call him a failure when he goes out and does it. Teddy Bridgewater was fine.
He was fine.
He was fine. He made some plays. He made some very accurate throws. And like when you get to the end of the game and you start pressing, that lends a lot to do with that. I think at some point in time, the receivers did a hell of a job of helping him out.
Sure.
But yeah, there was a couple of costly mistakes in there.
He also was, dealing with Greg Little, who is apparently is new Jesse Davis.
Let me explain something to you. Okay, this is a fact. Every offensive line has a Jesse Davis. I don't know why y'all think that other teams don't experience that. Like every team I've played on, there have been guys who line up and they take turns. Ooh, I want to rush on him. I want to rush on him. So yeah. But we're not going to make it if we're here already.
We only don't want to yell at him because he does a penguin dance.
No, that's not it.
That's true.
That's not, no, I don't want to yell at him.
Because you've been there.
I've been there.
It hurts.
And I understand what it feels like.
But I got to say how it is. He blew it.
So you're saying that him fumbling that ball cost them the game, but aren't you making an assumption that they were going to go down and score?
I just felt it.
Based on what? You felt it.
You
felt it. You felt it.
Marcos, did you feel on that drive like things were changing?
Don't do
I
it.
did. Momentum was shifting.
Momentum shifted, dude.
Tyreek Hill was putting the team on his back.
He was. And by the way, we don't have time here, but I got to ask something about Tyreek Hill. Will you allow me to ask something about Tyreek Hill? 305-567-0560 if you want to get on the show. I'm welcoming in callers today. Tread lightly, though, okay?
Yo, what? I'm kidding.
You're
Nobody
on
can
notice.
trade. You've already set the tone.
Okay, if you don't think that Jalen Waddle blew the game, tell me who blew the game. 305-567-0560. Dazzle me.
Does somebody always have to blow the game?
No, but in that case, I'm putting circumstances up. They weren't at full strength. Okay. Facing adversity. Another quarterback getting hurt. Crazy. All right. All the things going against them, and yet still had the opportunity to take the lead. And one of your best, most beloved players, he blew it.
Oh my God. That's so tough.
Tobin and Leroy returns after this.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
Waddle, baby, waddle, baby, waddle, baby, waddle. We've I've decided if you're not blaming, Jalen Waddle, some of you can still if you want to, but I know it hurts a lot of you because we love Jalen Waddle. Man, it really did. J-Fig, it did hurt with that.
It's hard.
Them doing the penguin dance on him again.
Yeah, it's hard watching that game
Disrespectful, by the way.
and saying if you had to put the blame on any part of that game, you can put it on one person. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
And like, first of all, and I always wonder about this. Is there a correlation between players coach and number of penalties? Because it seems like the guys that get along with their coach, that love their coach, are out there willy-nilly.
You think so you're saying McDaniel too cool for school?
I don't know.
Lots of penalties.
I don't know.
Interesting.
But guess what? Guess who didn't have a lot of penalties?
Who?
The same guys with Brian Flores.
They did last year. The first year they did. First year they didn't.
TNT.
Yeah, takes no talent.
Right.
Yeah, we get it. He's gonna get his ass kicked this week, though. I can't wait. Leonard, what's going on, Leonard?
Hey, how you doing? I got a question, and maybe if I'm wrong, correct me. All right, what's this fascination with Skylar Thomas? Like he's the second coming of Brady. I see a quarterback in 6 quarters that haven't thrown a touchdown, had one good series yesterday, and got hurt behind the line that everybody criticized Tua for getting hurt behind. I'm like, is it a double standard that's going on here? You talk about with Tua, at least we get that some sense of eliteness at times. This guy, he's good, but everybody's so hell-bent, he's this, and if Tua don't come back, he's out. I mean, the disparity in talent is night and day. When Tua's playing healthy and Skylar playing healthy, you can't compare the two. So why everybody's in love with this guy off a series of playing, one good series of 89 yards? He had 0 in 6 quarters, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. I'm like, are we just so wanting something different that bad when we have a quarterback that has a winning record no matter what? But we always criticize him getting hurt. We done had 2 other quarterbacks get hurt behind his line, but we sort of ease off when we talk about them being injured.
Hey, Leonard,
I don't know. Am I wrong for feeling the way I'm feeling?
No.
Leonard, I miss Tua too, man.
Excellent.
I miss him.
That was perfect.
I think it was great.
That was perfect. Answer him.
What are you talking about?
He's talking to you.
Hold on one second. You got to make up your mind here, dude. Am I like Team Skylar Thompson or not? Because you were playing fan police yesterday on the text line.
What are you talking about?
I had like one Skylar Thompson throw, which, by the way, I was like, oh, look at Skylar Thompson. He's playing a little free and easy in that drive.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, you can't cheer him on. You put on your like little cop hat and your little shirt, like, oh, you'll be rooting for Skylar Thompson now, do you? Yeah. You're fan police to me during the game. I can't enjoy the game.
Was he Irish? What just happened there?
Everybody's Irish.
So strange.
No, it's like Leroy. Anytime I want to do something, you're like, but you traded him, didn't you?
Why? He overdoes it.
No, I don't.
You do.
What do I overdo?
Skylar Thompson completed 2 passes in a preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, Skylar's the limit.
I didn't want him to replace Tua. I love Tua. I miss Tua. I miss him so much.
You wanted him starting instead of
Daddy loves
Teddy
you guys.
Bridgewater.
I thought he was doing pretty good until he got hurt. But Teddy was fine yesterday. Teddy wasn't the problem yesterday. I think people who are crazy with Teddy Bridgewater criticism today, it's too much. Too much.
You just overdo it.
I don't think I do.
Did you just hear? Did you just hear?
Leonard wasn't talking about me.
Leonard was talking about numbers.
Dude.
You got overly hyped about a guy who hasn't thrown a touchdown pass
You
yet.
crushed me last week for calling him a bum.
No, right.
You said it was too soon, too much.
Too soon.
What
too
am I
much.
supposed to expect from him? So make up your mind. Am I too hard on him or do I rally behind him?
No, what you're doing is not rallying behind him.
What? Okay, dude.
I call that the Marcos effect.
What?
DJ Khaled. That's what you were doing.
I have my own effect now.
Let's go to Waddle Baby Waddle. What's going on, Waddle Baby Waddle?
Hey, everybody. So I feel like I could say it. I got it in my name. Waddle did lose the game.
Yes,
But
thank you.
that doesn't mean it's his fault 100%. And 9 times out of 10, I'll give him the same pass. And 9 times out of 10, he'll make the play. But if it was Tyreek, everyone would be saying how, he's too focused on ping pong tables. He gets all this money and he forgets how to hold on to the ball. Lamar Jackson, he lost the game with bad interception yesterday. Patrick Mahomes, he lost the game. Doesn't mean they're bad players. Doesn't mean that we have to criticize them. But criticize when it's due. They had the play. You get the play, your best player, give him the ball. He didn't make the play this time. He'll make it next week. He'll make the week after. But for yesterday, he lost the game. Simple as that.
Yep. Thank you, Waddle Baby Waddle. Coming straight from the
There's a
the
difference.
Twitcher's mouth.
There's a difference in making a mistake and costing your team the game. For example, if a quarterback driving to win the game throws a pick in the end zone, that's losing the game. Okay, because
And how is this any different?
Because it was at midfield.
Oh, come on, dude.
Like there's so much more football that had to happen after that play.
You're being
to just assume that if he hadn't dropped that ball, they were going to go and score is ridiculous when they only had 10 damn points.
Let me ask you something. I'm looking around. Where's your katana? Because you're the semantic samurai right now, dude.
Okay.
I don't know what you're doing. We're saying the same
First of all,
thing.
if you call me that again, we fight.
No,
What's a katana?
Dude,
what's that?
That's the samurai sword. It's called a
Oh.
katana.
Why we can't just call it a sword?
No, what? I didn't want it to be like the House of Dragon, the sword, like Valerian steel.
Oh, yeah.
No, don't do it.
Hey,
No, no. Frank, what's going on, Frank?
now that we brought it up,
No, don't.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, Frank.
Hi, good morning. I have just a couple things. First of all, imagine roles are reversed. Imagine we have the lead and they're coming down and Jalen Jefferson catches the ball, but X-Men pops the ball out and we recovered. Would we be saying X-Men's the hero or be saying that Jalen Jefferson's the loser?
I mean, we would be happy for Xavier Howard being the hero, but also Justin Jefferson.
Up in Minnesota, would they be doing the exact same thing we're doing? Oh, it's Jalen Jefferson's fault. He fumbled the ball.
Yes, of course.
We should. I'm just saying, in Minnesota, do you think the guy that popped the ball out of Waddle's hand, he's probably all over all their sports news stations being interviewed?
I'm sure he is, but that doesn't mean that Jalen Waddle didn't blow that game.
I'm just saying, if roles reversed. And then I have another thing. Our O-line sucks. Man, a freaking turtle could go through our O-line.
I think I saw a turtle go through the O-line. I think he ran over Greg Little.
Yeah, Greg Little got ran over.
Only if the turtle could bull rush.
Man. One more before we hit the break. Dolphin Kane. What's going on, Dolphin Kane?
Hello, guys. Thanks for taking my call. First, I want to say, hey, Twitch fam, and I'd like to thank you guys. I love your show. I'm here in Minnesota, and it's a little taste of home to listen and watch you guys every morning.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm going to try not to curse. So, Marcos, please have the dump button ready.
Okay, thank you.
Wow, control yourself.
I mean, if you go into all these trouble to tell us you about to cuss, can't you just not?
Now let it loose, Dolphin Kane. Do what you got to do. Let it loose, Dolphin Kane. Except don't curse.
The O-line is disgraceful. They can't run the ball. Greg Little is horrible. He's getting pancaked out, and even with a healthy O-line, they still haven't been that good. Benogany, he didn't do squat. The two passes he defensed, one was uncatchable, and the other one hit Thielen in the face mask. That interception was a pass that bounced off of Waddle's hands, and the fumble led to a Vikings Dalvin Cook touchdown. So, Leroy, I love you, man, but I don't agree with that point, even though you're a professional football player. But although I'm angry at Waddle, I'm sorry, I'm not angry at Waddle, but now other teams are doing the Waddle because we're losing.
I know.
And I do think that when we're healthy, we're gonna be good. But will it be too late by then? Thank you for taking my call, guys. Love you guys.
See, but like, why is
It's not going to be too late.
Can I ask you something though?
Mm.
Why are they rubbing the waddle in his face? He's such a sweet guy.
For
he
sure.
He doesn't
Got
talk
to.
trash.
Got to.
Got to do the waddle.
Got to.
That's our pony dance.
Got to. That's the pony dance.
Oh man.
Like I'm telling you, when we played, before we played Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, we were watching special teams, and they tackled somebody inside like the 15,
Yeah.
and they rolled the pony all the way to midfield to the helmet. And so me and Chuck Evans, I say, hey, I'll tell you something. If I dump truck a couple of fools and we score a touchdown, you best believe I'm riding that pony up out of here. I got you. So it's just it's not, and people want to make it sound like it's poor sportsmanship or whatever. It's all in good fun. Like if you have a dance, like guess what? Remember when Icky Woods was out? When they were losing, somebody did the Icky Shuffle.
Some cool
Right?
cuts.
Yep.
Some cool
Somebody,
cuts.
guess what? When Atlanta was doing the Dirty Bird,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think the first thing happened when they were losing? Somebody do the Dirty Bird.
Of course.
That's just the way it is. Like you deal with it. You move on. You don't get your feelings hurt. That's why I have a problem with baseball. Because the pitcher, if he strike you out, he can fist pump, hip thrust, throw the ball, do all kind of stuff. But if you hit a 400-foot home run and you get too fancy with the celebration, that means he gonna throw the ball at you.
Yeah, it's true. And their feelings. Luke, one more. What's going on, Luke?
Hey, yo, what's going on, guys?
What's
So,
happening?
So I came off a high that still hasn't come down on Saturday.
Hmm?
My Tennessee Vols smacked
we
the
didn't bring
Alabama
that
Crimson
up.
Tide.
Yeah.
Beautiful guy today, ready for anything. Because I watched Skylar Thompson play quarterback last week, and that's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I'm feeling like pretty optimistic. Lord Tua comes back Sunday night against that fraud Brian Flores. and he's going to show the world what he's about. So, Super Bowl incoming is all I'm going to say.
Love it, Luke. All right, we got to hit the break.
Hey, so are we really? Because keep in mind,
Yeah,
everybody wasn't all that gun ho about Tua when the season
I miss him
started,
so much.
and now everybody's saying, "Wait till Tua gets back."
Save us, Tua!
Make up your damn minds.